Normally I don't come out here to the school board because we have our sphere and you have your sphere, and I trust you all to do a good job, and you have been doing a good job. On this issue, though, I felt that we should make some statement on behalf of the city concerning it. If you'll excuse me, I typed it up this morning. I'm just going to read it into the record. I don't see any need in the city of Lancaster for a school emphasizing a business curriculum at the elementary level. Perhaps in other school districts this would be appropriate. In Lancaster, the need that I perceive is to educate our students in the basics needed to succeed in numerous fields of study as they select those fields in the future. I was willing to allow this to take its own course and not get involved, recognizing that it would cost the highest taxed school district in the county millions of dollars. I was willing to do this based on what appeared to me to be general community support for a school of this nature. That community support no longer appears to be present, as organizations and individuals listed as supporters have withdrawn their support after they received more information about the school. There appears to be questions of transparency of the entity or entities promoting the school, which, as more is discovered, causes the public support to fade. Simply stated, organizations that use public funds should be held to the highest standard of openness and public accountability. I am in support of the concept of charter schools, which provide needed educational alternatives for students whose parents might not have the means to attain those alternatives. That said, I am not in support of charter schools which would needlessly drain resources from school districts already struggling to provide a quality education for their students. In other words, without the community support that this school needs to succeed, it will fail. I know that you will evaluate this thoroughly, and in doing so recognize the lack of support from those who represent the ultimate users, the students. That's all I have for you tonight. Again, I appreciate what everybody does for our city and our community as members of the school board. Thank you.
The board has asked me to go through a series of questions to the applicant. We will do that for, quite frankly, as long as it takes. This is now the opportunity for the board to better understand the application, and that's what these questions are designed to do. At the conclusion of that process, and I will try to keep my eye on the clock as well as I can, we'll allow some limited public comment. So we'd like to hear from people who have not spoken before. I think we all promised that we would try to wrap this up by 9 o'clock this evening. This is, after all, the third hearing that this board has conducted on this matter. If somebody has something new and novel to say, we welcome the opportunity to hear it, but we would ask you to be respectful of those who are here, and particularly the board that has conducted these hearings throughout the past month and a half. With that in your website, we noticed that a number of individuals who were listed as part of the founding coalition are no longer listed on your website as being members of that coalition. I wonder if you could explain to the board what happened to them, specifically Mr. Scott Richardson.
Not only some of our board members, but
That one, yes.
Thank you for the question. Actually, it's a good opportunity for us to tell you what has been happening since we started this journey of trying to open a school. Many people decided to support us being on the board, advisory board, or give us a letter of support, has been contacted by these mysterious people and the opposition that has shown their face in the last couple of hearings. and was forced to not to be supportive of the school. In the last meeting, we heard a teacher said, we even forged a signature from an institution that supported us and partnered. We received a letter, email from that lady. She's the vice president of that organization. The chief operating officer has signed the letter. And of course, when these people have been contacted and given a lot of information which is not simply true, they were with their verbal communication with us or through email, they were told, you should not support this school because of the reasons they count. Of course, all these reasons are only true for those who claim them. It is not true for us because it is not existent. So I hope I answered your question.
Well, Mr. O'Neill, you didn't. I asked you what has become of Mr. Richardson, and I don't think you've answered that question at all.
Well, I cannot speculate on him, but the answer I gave you, I think, explains general guidelines of why he stepped out of the board.
Yeah, so I am clear. The vice president of your founding coalition is no longer part of the coalition, correct?
About a month and a half ago, we have given the new board coalition members.
So the answer would be that Mr. Richardson is no longer part of the founding coalition, correct?
That's true. As of this point, he is not. And he was also told that he may have issues with his employment if he continued to support us.
Now, I understand that Mr. Polite is also withdrawn from the founding coalition. Is that also correct?
That's also correct.
Are there any others that are no longer part of the original founding coalition?
No.